Hi students, and welcome to video number 3 in this series, which is focused on health and safety. I do ask all students who are U.S. citizens to complete a STEP registration with the U.S. Department of State. This is a service that's only open to U.S. citizens right now. What STEP does is it gets you on the radar of the U.S. Embassy in the country where you'll be traveling. It doesn't take very long to set up a profile and put in your information. If there is anything happening in the country that is going to be relevant to you while you're there, for example, a big protest, they will send you a notification so you know about it. And certainly should anything happen that the U.S. Embassy needs to reach you and find out who's in the country, they will utilize STEP to find out how to contact you. I ask you to register for STEP individually because I know some of you are going to travel after the program is over. You can register for multiple sites. It doesn't need to just be Sweden, but if you're going to another country, for example, after the program is over, you can include that information in your STEP registration. For Sweden, it's not really necessary. There isn't anything medical that you'll need, but if you're traveling outside of the country, it certainly doesn't hurt to check the CDC website page. I do ask that before you travel, you contact your health insurance and find out what level of coverage you have outside of the United States. Most insurance companies will give you a certain level of coverage outside of the U.S. You can ask for something called a Worldwide Verification of Coverage letter. That letter will give you instructions on what to do if you need to submit for a claim when you come back from abroad. Certainly if you have a medical need, we will make sure that you're provided appropriate health care as soon as possible, but ultimately covering the cost and dealing with the insurance processes is your responsibility. Typically the expectation is that you'll make payment up front and you'll submit a claim for reimbursement when you return. We have provided you with coverage in the ACE Emergency Travel Assistance Plan. It's not a health insurance policy in and of itself. It's meant to serve as a supplement to the policy that you already have. ACE covers things like an emergency evacuation in the case of a natural disaster, or if you have a medical emergency and you need to be evacuated to the United States for care, they will cover that. If you're on any prescription medications, make sure that you bring your prescription medications in their original prescription bottle and that you carry those in your carry-on in case your checked baggage doesn't make it to you in Stockholm. If you are on a prescription that you absolutely could not be without, if something happened to it, I recommend talking to your doctor and bringing an extra script with you with the generic form of the drug. Brand names change from country to country, but the generic form will remain the same. If you're bringing any over-the-counter medications with you, like Tylenol or Benadryl, also make sure that those are in their original packaging. Sweden is not one of those countries where it's very easy to get typical over-the-counter medications. They generally require you to visit a doctor for just about everything. So if there's anything you might need, my recommendation is that you bring it with you. When you registered for the program, you did fill out a form where we asked you to fill out information about emergency contacts and also if there are any medical issues or allergies. If you're not sure if you provided the correct or most up-to-date information, please be in touch with my office at ksbabroad@american.edu to make sure that you update that with us. Because this is an AU program, all policies that would be in place if you were on campus remain in place for this program. If you are a victim of sexual harassment or sexual assault while outside of the country, of course the number one thing is that you get yourself into a safe place and a safe location as soon as possible. Any staff members or faculty members accompanying you on the program as employees of the university are mandatory reporting. So that means if you report an assault or harassment to any faculty or staff, We're obligated by law to report that on to the Dean of Students' office, and in that case, the Dean of Students' office would then reach out to you, and it's up to you to determine how you want to move forward. You also certainly have the option to contact OASIS, the Office of Advocacy Services for Interpersonal and Sexual Violence on campus. Their email address is oasis@american.edu. Their number is 202-885-7070. When you travel, I will also provide you with an emergency contact document that will include the emergency contact information for the U.S. Embassy in country. The U.S. embassies do have emergency U.S. citizen services lines, and they also have a regular phone number that is accessible to you during the day. So should you have an emergency, you're welcome to be in touch with them. Information on Title IX reporting on our campus is available on this page. Because this is an AU program, it also falls under the Clery Act, which deals with crime reporting on college campuses. Should any of you be the victim of a crime while you are on this program, and hopefully that's not the case, but should it happen, that would be included under AU's crime reporting. The links to those via the public safety website are available on this page. In terms of your own belongings, I think it's really important that you're aware of where your things are, and that you may consider getting travel insurance that covers loss or theft. In particular, if you're bringing a laptop, you should at the very least check your homeowner's insurance policy or your renter's insurance policy to find out if your laptop would be covered should something happen to it. If you have jewelry or watches or family heirlooms that are so valuable to you that you would be heartbroken if you lost them, don't bring them with you in the first place. You're only going to be in Sweden for a week. Leave those super important things at home. Sweden is a very safe country. That being said, you shouldn't flash your passport. You shouldn't flash large amounts of cash. Please be conscious of those things. I do always recommend having at the very least an electronic copy of your passport available to you. Email it to yourself. Should something happen to your passport when you're abroad, having that copy will make getting a replacement that much easier. And that covers safety and health. I will see you for the final video in the series. Thanks.